Hi, I'm Kevin from Brand New Sin. I'm going to play a short snare drum solo I wrote called Assembly Line. Alright, in this lesson I'm going to talk about accents, diddles, tap drags, and flams. And the piece you just heard, Assembly Line, covers three of those. I intentionally wrote it without any flams. I'm going to use a popular rhythm when it comes to using accents around the drum set. It's this right here. Now, it's a pretty balanced exercise, right, left, then right again with the accents. And when I say accent, I simply mean louder. The notes between the accents could be called grace notes. I'd say play them 2 inches above the head, 2 to 4. Accents, just a nice big wrist upturn. And you can put a little bit of arm behind it if you really want some power. But mostly I use wrists to execute them. A lot of my drum students ask me for drum fill ideas, and I don't really give away drum fills as homework. Not that my fills are some big secret in rock history or anything like that, but I think a student will take more pride in an idea and it'll become more personal if they came up with it. So one of the tools I use to give them when they're trying to create new fills are those accents. Each one of those could be applied on a different tom on the drum set. If you're not used to using accents in that context, it's good to practice them around the toms. It's an extra little movement which makes you put a little more energy into the accent. That way when you come back to the snare drum, it's an easy lift to get that sound. Okay? The next step in making that pattern a little more interesting and more challenging is to use diddles in place of accents. When I say diddle, I mean double. You may have heard of the term paradiddle, right, left, right, or single, single, double. That right hand twice in a row sets you up for the left hand lead for the same pattern, left, right, left, left. Here's a paradiddle. Okay, we're just going to take the second half and use the diddle. It's one throw, and I use my fingers to pinch it slightly after I attack. So it's one attack, 2 strokes. Okay? Here's the accent pattern with no diddles, and then I'll play it again with diddles. Okay, again, one attack, 2 strokes. Thanks to that little technique of squeezing. All it is a little squeeze. Other drummers have different methods of getting that attack. That seems to work best for me. Okay? Nothing crazy, but it sounds interesting. It's a little more tasteful than just the accent pattern. Again, they're called diddles because they're produced by the same hand. The same stroke produces that double instead of both hands. That same rhythm can be played with both hands. It's a lot more work and a little bit more of a tongue twister. With using diddles, you can keep that same pattern, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, the entire time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... Okay, if I was using singles to generate all of those, most likely I'd be working one hand more than the other. You know what I mean? There are other sticking patterns you can use to make it hand-to-hand motion. I just think it's a lot of work, you know what I mean? This will save your energy and give you much more clarity than switching hands. Okay, the next stage is tap drags, and the explanation is just like its title. Tap and then a drag or diddle. Okay? The rule is every time there's an accent, there's a drag immediately after it. So I'm attacking right hand loud, left hand diddle. Right? The next one will be a left, loud, and then right diddle. So it's okay, a little faster. If I was air drumming, my sticks don't change. Okay? The only thing that changes is the lift on my accent and the squeeze to get my diddle. Make sense? Okay, now I'll play that pattern twice in a row with diddles, twice in a row with tap drags. Okay, the next step in this lesson is to use flams on that same pattern. If you're not familiar with a flam, it's simply one loud note and one soft note. The soft note occurs just before the loud note. These don't happen simultaneously. There has to be a little gap. If I was to play a right flam, the grace note left hand would be first. Now I exaggerate it. That's very open. Now I'll play that pattern 4 different ways. Accents, diddles, tap drags, flams. Okay, now I'll play them all twice. Accents, diddles, tap drags, and flams. Cool stuff.